So we're here today with my good friend Steve Harrison and my neighbor. And Steve's from England. He's been in the United States since he was 18. 19, sorry. And his dad also came over and...
when I was 18.
Right. And I've gotten to know his dad, and he's quite a cool character. And which one you want to start off with, Steve? What comes to mind? Funny stories, all in...
Well, the one that I suppose you could entitle A Bit of England always crops up. It's a little risque, but if the audience can deal with that, that's cool. So
a little bit of England.
A little bit of England, yeah. Excuse me. So anyway, we're on holiday down in Spain.
When is this?
And this is back when I was about, I suppose, about 7, 8 years old. So let's see, that'd be 65, something like that.
1965, right?
Yeah. And
you're on vacation in Spain.
Yeah. And me and Dad go for a walk together, little boys' day out sort of thing, or afternoon out. And we're walking down the hillside, and Pop decides he's got to go to the bog. So he said, "Well, Stephen, why don't you continue on going down the hill there, and I'll catch up with you in a minute." And there was this big rock there. I said, "Okay."
He was keeping it on the down low a little bit.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Kind of.
And this rock, it turns out, as I looked back at it before I left, was a perfectly sort of anvil-shaped thing.
Right.
So I went
Beautiful.
on down the hill, and I figured Pop was going to take a leak. It didn't occur to me that he wasn't going to take a leak. And the anvil shape apparently was very good for what he had to do. So he came running down the hill after me, and...
But you didn't notice a sense of urgency when you walked away, right?
No. And so afterwards he comes running down the hill, and he gets down to the bottom, and I looked up at him, and he goes, "Well, Stephen, left a good old bit of England behind."
That's incredible.
That's it.
So the short story, a little bit of good old England, left
A little
behind.
bit of good old England, yeah.
Left behind. That's hilarious. Okay,
Probably
another.
still there, fossilized or something.
Yeah. You're on the. He's still on the most wanted list in Spain.
That could well
suppose.
be. He probably would be in Italy. All the parking tickets he got. That was a joke. We went on holiday down there.
When were you on holiday? Around the same time?
No, that was. That trip was probably about 3 or 4 years later. We drove down, got the hovercraft across from England.
So 68, 69,
Something
war
like
in
that,
Vietnam.
yeah.
Y'all are on vacation.
We're on vacation, yeah. And
In
we get
Italy?
down to Italy, yeah. And the weekend that we arrive there, we get there like on a Thursday or Friday night or something. And Pop had not booked a hotel. He figured, well, you know, it's a seaside town, we'll be able to find some place. Well, it was some big Italian national holiday. You couldn't find a place to board your dog for 150 miles, let alone a family of 4, right? So
The writing was kind of on the wall.
yeah, oh yeah. And so
Things weren't looking good.
We finally did find a place because of some bloke overheard us in one place, and his brother had fought in the Second World War and was rescued by the British or something.
You had to pull
he had a
out all
soft spot for the Brits.
connections.
So, yeah,
Right.
apparently I don't remember where it was exactly myself, but apparently we slept like up in the attic or something. But
On vacation?
yeah. But so we'd go down to it was, you know, sort of on the way out of town, we'd go down to the beach every day, and Pop would always park in this place, and he'd always get a parking ticket. And of course Mum was
Every day?
Yeah.
So once he got 1 or even 2, he wasn't deterred?
He didn't care, no, because he said, you know, Mum, of course, was
I know your
outraged.
dad's
"Richard,
so
you keep getting all these parking tickets." You know.
I would think your dad would be conscientious. He strikes me
yeah,
as
well,
like
he's
the response.
supposed to be. He's supposed to be setting the example here.
Is he out of England? Is he a different guy when he crosses the border?
No, but he's more likely to be able to get away with it, I think, was the way he was looking
Yeah, I
at it.
think so.
His explanation at the end
Come
of it.
catch me if you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, it was like, after, you know, when we left there, he probably had about 17 or 18 of these things, all from the same little area, you know. And he said, "Well, what are they going to do? Come up to England and arrest me for not paying my parking tickets?" And me and my sister thought about that. It's like, yeah, Good point, I suppose. I mean, they're not going to do that, are they? Or are they? It's Italy. You never know.
Hey, there's a statute of limitations, so I think after 7 years, I don't know if they have it in Europe, but I think he's probably safe.
Probably safe.
He's probably safe. Another story comes to mind. Something about you being in your front yard and you're like in your tree. Steve lives just about 4 or 5 houses away from me there. So he told one story where he was in his tree and his dad came over, and I can't really remember it. So, but I know it was funny. So yeah.
Okay, so anyway, where the pine trees are back there in the back garden by the fence line.
Right, backyard pine trees. Okay. 2
big pine trees. And I like to climb up one of them because you could see out over the neighborhood. And
how long ago was this?
About 12, 13 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And they were huge, beautiful pine trees. You could hardly see anything through them. They're so green and everything, even in the summer. And Dad came over, and I saw him drive up in the driveway because I could see over everything, over the privacy fence and everything. And he parks the car, and I had the front door open and the back door open because my air conditioner was broken. So Pop comes through the house, and he's like, Stephen! Stephen! And I just let him sort of walk around for a while I was up this tree.
Oh, you're feeling pretty good, yeah, that's right.
And then he went back in the house, and he starts doing the same thing, and he comes back out again, Stephen! And I was like, I'm over here. And he starts looking, where are you? I can't see you. Here, Pop. Where? I was like, up here. And so he looks at the roof or something. I was way over the other side. I said, in the tree. And he's like, oh, there you are. What are you doing up there? And I said, I'm surveying my domain. To which I got this big guffaw of laughter. You're doing what?
Surveying.
I said, surveying my domain.
You were back in medieval England.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
your
checking
castle,
out the
man.
castle.
Like, yeah, that's right. King of his castle. King of his castle.
So,
what else springs to mind? Any fires? Did your dad? You are somewhat of a pyro by your own admission. We got to keep you on a fairly short leash. The fire department has you on speed dial. But apparently your father...
He was the one who got them down there.
Yeah, tell me that story. Your dad and fire.
Oh, excuse me. Well, this is back when Stack was 2 lanes in each direction.
1980s? 90s?
The 90s.
1990s, okay.
It was
nearby road.
Actually, no, I'll tell you when it was. It was, it was either 99 or 2000. I think it was 2000. And, his house had recently burnt down.
His house?
Yeah.
His house had recently burnt down?
Hey, that's another story.
Well, so he's got an 0-1 record with a house.
So anyway, he came down to my house.
We'll have to circle back to that.
When I was at work.
Okay, so all right, he's got one under the belt. He comes to your house.
Yeah, and he decides he's going to clean up my garden for me.
Good intentions.
Oh yeah, definitely. So he's out there and he's just whacking out all the weeds and everything, and he puts them in the fire pit and he lights it all up. You know, no big deal really, except there's a burn ban and all sorts of other crap going on.
It's a tinderbox?
Yeah. And not only is
what
he putting
part of burn ban do you not understand? Is that what we're talking about here?
The parts with the bees in them, I think. You know, I mean,
okay, despite a burn ban, your dad is gonna manage the fire.
No, I wouldn't say that. He's just going to set it on fire.
He's going to try to manage the fire.
So anyway, he's got all this stuff on there, right? And most of it's sort of brown and dry.
Dried leaves,
like tinder and stuff. Right. You know? But he's also got some of the weeds that were still growing, that were still surviving.
That's going to make a cloud.
So they're green, right? And it puts off this huge, great cloud of blue-gray smoke. That is so bad that it shut down the whole bleeding intersection because people couldn't see through it.
Unbelievable.
So you got, let's see, 2, 4, you got 6 lanes of traffic all
like
coming.
A mushroom cloud.
Probably.
From a detonation.
Yeah.
A nuclear bomb.
And there's fire trucks all over the place. They've got the place shut down. They give him a ticket.
All right, so did he try? He tried to quench the fire, obviously, right? Did he just have to abandon it? Did it get so big that he had to like?
No, he didn't try to do anything with it.
He thought it was going. He thought it was going well.
He was doing just fine. Everything was obviously burning, which is what he wanted. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any smoke, would there? You know, if there's smoke, there's fire. But there's sure as hell, you know.
Yeah.
You can't have smoke without fire, can you? Really, in that situation. So,
right. So when did you learn about it? Did you were at work?
Oh, when I got home.
Right. So what awaited you when you got home? Did the fire department have to spray, or did it just kind of go down by that time? Did they spray water everywhere? Or?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Right.
Yeah, they probably made a swimming pool out the back.
And what did your dad have to say for himself?
Oh, he said, "Oh, yes, I saved you from getting a ticket today."
He was proud.
I was like, what the fuck do you mean you saved me from getting a ticket? And he goes, well, there was a fire in your back garden today. I said, I know. You said it.
He's really using the passive tense there.
Because, yes.
He's not.
I was burning your weed, sort of thing. And I said, yeah, and he goes, well, the fire department came and they put it out. And they gave me a ticket. So if you'd been here, you would have gotten the ticket. And I said, if I'd been there, there wouldn't have been a fire. And what do you mean you saved me from getting... I was at work. Yeah. And he's like, well, yes, but otherwise you wouldn't have been at home, or some bizarre logic like that. You know, it's like,
that statement doesn't hold up to scrutiny.
Not at all, no.
So your dad, okay, so he just likes to burn outside.
Oh, well, yeah, because we do that all the time.
Right.
I mean, you have a bonfire all the time. You know,
yeah.
if you can keep it going 3-4 days, that's woo.
Yeah, instead of hauling it away and all the steps that takes and then just keep passing it along, you all just kind of burn it.
Well, yeah, plus it's always raining.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's why everybody gets rid of all sorts of rubbish. You know, you mow your lawn once a week.
No way it can spread with that kind of humidity. I hear you.
So,
okay, let's see. Your dad. Any others that spring to mind? Any that where your sister was involved? And we are going to have your sister here, and we're going to talk to your sister, and we will give your dad his opportunity, I think, to either rebut some of these stories or add some of his own. So we challenge you, Richard, to come on our show and discuss some of your finer moments.
This is going to be like a real family feud.
Yeah. Any other stories that jump to mind?
Well, I suppose we could talk about the fact that he's ridiculously pinch penny. You know, and some of the stuff he does like that. I mean, like the Kia, when he bought the Kia.
Right.
You know, comes along, nice brand new red car. He's got power windows and everything in it.
Right.
Sunroof, moonroof, whole works with that. And you're styling, aren't you?
And you're like, this isn't typical dad. You were kind of like, wow, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, for him, power windows.
Yeah. Well, England again, you can get away with it. Right.
Right. So.
Yeah, certainly not in Austin.
But this was a stick shift, and nice little car, and Pop was very proud of it. The only problem was...
like 5 or 6 years ago, something like that?
Oh, no, it's about 15 years
15 years ago, okay, so 15 years ago.
Only problem was...
This is the Kia that recently died.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He can't drive a stick shift properly.
Right.
He's terrible at it.
Right.
The clutch, the brand new clutch in this car went out after 30,000 miles.
Like a teenager, he was wrecking the clutch.
So it's like...
He just never got a hang of it, huh?
Yeah, he was always, you know, I mean, he would be driving down the road and you'd hear this when he changed gears, but you could feel that as he was changing, it wasn't a smooth transition.
So he wore the clutch out.
Yeah, he wore
30,000. So did they replace the clutch?
Yeah, well, yeah, they had to. It's still under warranty.
Yeah.
For another like 60,000 miles.
I guess that's the advantage of being really, you know, you get your money's worth.
So anyway, I asked him. I said, "Well, Pop, you know, you can't drive a stick shift very well." And he goes,
"You got to."
Yeah, I know. And I said, "Well, just answer one question for me. Why the bloody hell did you buy one?" And he looked at me as though that was the dumbest freaking question on the face of the planet. He goes, "It was on sale."
It was on sale.
It's like, I said, that's like buying, getting a ride on Air Force One so you can have a packet of peanuts with the president's thing on it,
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Right. And they generally are less expensive, but yeah. So to go with the history of that car, that's 30,000, replaces the clutch.
Yeah.
He keeps driving that for how many years?
Stuart replaced the clutch in there for him once too.
So we're on like 3 clutches
Three
at
clutches,
least.
yeah.
And so he drove that until he got this white Kia, is that right? So how long ago did he get that?
Oh.
It sounds like he put a lot of miles on that car, though.
Probably about 9 months or a year ago.
How many miles do you think he put on that the one
the
straight
first
shift?
one?
Yeah.
A lot. I don't know how many exactly, but it was a lot.
So it actually ends up as a good story.
Back,
despite the clutches,
yeah,
he got a lot of mileage out of that car.
Oh, he did, yeah. He really did. And if we'd taken better care of it, it would still be on the road. I'm hoping we can get it fixed.
They didn't change their oil, folks.
No, not they didn't. He didn't.
It was a he said kind of thing.
He had no oil in the car when it broke down. There was no water in the car, even after I put the hose on.
No water, no oil. How did he make it that many years then?
I have no idea. I have no idea at all. He didn't do anything with fluids.
Yeah.
At all. He just, it's time for its annual checkup or 5-year checkup.
Right.
Maybe they'll put some oil in.
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing with his lawnmower. You have the little thing that's supposed to have oil in it. That has a little dipstick in it. You're supposed to check it.
Yeah.
The only reason he opens that thing up is if he needs to use the dipstick to stir something or something.
Yeah.
He doesn't look in that thing. He's never ever put oil in one of those mowers, and yet one has never seized up on it. They've always run just fine for him. If I was to do that, thing would blow up in my face or something.
Maybe he's got people in his life that cover the slack in some cases. Put oil in there for him.
No.
Maybe he goes to Jiffy Lube every now and then. But
are you joking? Jiffy Lube?
It's
that
too
costs
expensive.
Money.
Right. Even preventive maintenance. Yeah, he doesn't believe in preventive maintenance.
No.
It sounds like it's a waste of money.
When Mum was going to get her car tires aligned one time, or was it aligned or bounced, or maybe both? And Pop was just, what do you mean aligned and balanced, whatever it was,
Right.
They never used to do that in my day.
Right.
Pop, you grew up in the Second World War, for Christ's sake.
Right.
They didn't do a lot of things back then. They did
Axle, we're good. Wheel.
But
right.
he just didn't get it at all.
Right.
He really didn't.
Yeah, so okay, so that's kind of, we're getting a caricature of your dad. He's not mechanically inclined.
No.
I would say he's artistically inclined. Love of music, love of reading. We play chess. A good chess player.
He's a good
tennis
chess
player. So he
still
likes the arts.
tennis
So he likes the arts and that kind of thing. Right.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, still playing tennis at 86 years old.
Yeah.
He's still playing
3 days a week.
3 days a week.
And he's one of, if not the best player out there, one of the best players out there.
85 and older, I bet he's number one in the age group.